First of all, my name's Jeff Adams. I'm one of the team members at Prospel that's behind today's event with the Australian government. So we're really pleased to be helping and working with the government on this initiative for students to help make the most informed choice and moving into the right roles for you. I'd like to start off with an acknowledgement of country. We respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, who are the traditional owners of the land on which I'm meeting here in Melbourne today, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. With that being said, Michael, love to, if you could take it away and share us your thoughts. Really keen to hear more about the HR stream in the Australian government.
Definitely, thanks. Good morning, Jeff. I wanted to begin by acknowledging country also. So I'm speaking to you today from Ngunnawal land here in Canberra, and would like to pay my respects to past, present and emerging elders, and also any Indigenous people that might be part of this crowd of 300 or so that are with us today, and also acknowledge whatever lands you may be dialing in from today, whether that's here in the capital or anywhere else around the world that you might be. So as Jeff said, my name is Michael Francis. I am the program manager for the APS HR graduate program. This is the second year that we've run a dedicated recruitment round to bring the best and brightest of students in the HR discipline to Canberra, representing nearly 24 agencies that we're recruiting for on behalf of the program this year. So I'm going to spend just a few moments going through some high level of what you might experience if you become a HR graduate, and also the actual recruitment process itself. Talk to you a little bit about who our partners are in the program this year, and if time permits, have a bit of an opportunity for some Q&A afterwards. So here we go. So what we're doing differently with the HR professional stream, as you're probably aware, is that it is just one application process to be considered for a HR graduate role. We currently are recruiting for 23 agencies, including the ATO, which is where I am from, and I will give you that full list of partner agencies in the last of the 3 slides I'm going to take you through this morning. That information is available on our apshrgrads.com.au website, and also on APS Jobs as well, if you don't capture that over the course of today. What's different with the HR grad program as opposed to other initiatives is that we are working across the APS, across all 147,000 people that work in the APS, and across all 200 government agencies to bring together the best and brightest in HR to deliver specialist training for you. So that will include things like dedicated training in relation to things that are very relevant to HR in the APS, such as HR analytics, workforce planning, org design, industrial relations in an APS context, and also business relations, as well as the art of being a good business partner, bringing together the art and science of HR in any APS career. So that is a unique offering. It's a unique 7 or 8 month training program that will only be available to the grads recruited through this process. We're also very committed to encouraging opportunities to network and explore future roles across not only the 23 partner agencies, but also across all the agencies, whether that's in Canberra or whether that's in one of the other locations where the program is located. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to that partner agency list. We are very serious about networking both in the APS and more broadly through the HR community. As a member of the HR graduate program, you will automatically be enrolled with ARI, so that's the Australian Human Resources Institute. If you aren't already a member, we will make you a member, and we'll also enroll you in the ARI mentoring program as well. So you'll get dedicated training, dedicated coaching, work on real life HR case studies in the APS, and also connect more broadly to what's happening around the nation with HR as part of that ARI network. And this is a supplemental layer, I guess, to whatever your own agency's grad program might be. So for those 23 partner agencies, they will all have their own grad program running for between 6 months and 2 years, depending on the agency. And this is an additional level of training and development that is exclusively available through the HR stream. So obviously you're with us here today, and if you've been to our website, which is apshrgrads.com.au, or if you've been onto APS Jobs, or if you've seen some of the social media material, you will know that applications have been open for around about a week, and that they will stay open until just after Easter. So that is, at this stage, Wednesday the 7th of April, rather than Tuesday the 6th of April. From there, it's an online application process where you'll be required to provide a copy of proof of citizenship and also your academic transcript and your resume. And that's all we will need from you up front. And then once you have submitted your application, you'll be invited to complete a short online interview, a 5-question untimed online interview. And if you're successful at that stage, you'll be invited to attend one of our virtual assessment centres, which will happen in the back end of May, tentatively in the weeks of May 10th and May 17th, all online. So there's no requirement for you to travel to Canberra for anything of that nature. And if you make it all the way through that recruitment process, then you will be able, you'll receive a letter of offer in June or July to commence in 2022, in early February 2022. So here is a list of all our partner agencies. You obviously can read them. You don't need me to run through them all. But just a few call outs about some of the questions that have come through about the locations where roles might be and some of the qualifications that we're looking for. So predominantly the roles are based in Canberra, and relocation policies will differ from agency to agency. So most agencies that do offer grad roles in Canberra do also have a relocation program where your relocation costs will be either covered up front or reimbursed back to you. But please do have a look at the website for the relevant agency to find out specifically what they do offer and where their locations might be. But all the agencies here are recruiting for roles at least in Canberra, with the exception of the NDIA, the National Disability Insurance Agency, which is only recruiting for roles in Geelong, at their HQ in Geelong. Everything else will be at least in Canberra and potentially also in Brisbane, Sydney or Melbourne, subject to matching the right candidate and the right agency. In terms of the degrees that we're looking for, we are looking for anybody who has studied either obviously HR or HRM, as well as business, management, commerce, psychology. If you've done any of those degrees, but don't have a qualification that has HR in the name, we will encourage you to apply, and we'll review your academic transcript as part of your application to determine if you've demonstrated the right amount of HR study. But certainly psychology, anything with organizational psychology, psychology in general, or business, commerce, management, anything where you've done any number of HR units, please, we encourage you to apply for this program as well as any others that might interest you. The final point about partner agencies, and the final formal point, is that some of these agencies will have a requirement for you to go through a security clearance, especially if it is one of the agencies in the I guess, defence and national security sector, such as ACIC and Department of Defence, Department of Home Affairs. If those are agencies you're interested in applying for, I would encourage you to go to their website to learn more about what that vetting process might mean for you. We will invite you to give us your agency preferences if you are invited to an assessment centre. So if you're one of the candidates who makes it through to those assessment centres, in the weeks of May 10, May 17th. We'll write to you as part of the invite to that session, ask you to confirm your preferred locations out of Canberra, Geelong, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and also to nominate which of the agencies that are on your screen now that you'd like to be considered for. Hopefully that's covered many of the questions. I'll just quickly read through and see if there's anything else we can go through now. So in regards to the question about the online assessment centre, so that would be hosted either through MS Teams or through Zoom. So there would be a virtual video panel interview that you would be able to, or you'll be invited to complete if you're invited to attend those assessment centres in early May. Millie, I can see you've shot a question through. What is the difference between applying through any of the Aggp streams as opposed to individual departments? The key difference is that if you apply for a department, you're only going to be considered for roles in that agency. Whereas if you apply for any of the Aggp streams, such as generalist, STEM, HR, data, so on and so on, that one application will put you in the running for any of the partner agencies. And most streams are representing around 20 partner agencies. In regards to the location in Geelong, it is NDIA, so the National Disability Insurance Agency. They are exclusively Geelong. So that's the NDIA. Everything else is at least Canberra and potentially other locations. The initial online interview, so once you submit your application, you'll be invited to submit written responses through an online virtual interview tool. So there's no video involved in that component. We'll just send you a link to 5 online text-based interview questions. It is an untimed response, but you have a limit of 250 words for each of those questions. So that will purely be a text-based interaction, and it does support most major assistive technologies if you are a person of disability. The other aspects of the assessment centre will likely be a panel interview and a group exercise conducted virtually with panellists from the partner agencies. And I can see, sorry, there was another question there. So in regards to what happens if you are a recent graduate, anyone who is either going to finish their degree this year or has graduated in the last 5 years is eligible to apply, David. So as long as you've completed a relevant HR qualification in the last 5 years, we strongly encourage you to apply. So I know there are plenty of other questions. Applications are open now, so you can go to apshrgrads.com.au or apsjobs.gov.au to apply. You must be an Australian citizen or will be an Australian citizen by 31 January 2022. And you must be able to upload a copy of your resume and your current academic transcript. Otherwise, please come to the HR booth after this session. If I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry, but I'll hand over back to Jeff and to Megan. Thanks very much.
Thank you very, very much, Mark. And thank you for your questions as well. Coming in thick and fast there. Really appreciate that.